Hello friends, welcome to all of you on behalf of your channel that is on JE Physics Maniac. So this is the second part of the lecture we are going to deliver on capacitor capacitance, and that too we are involving only the parallel plate capacitors. We are yet to see the cases which involve different type of capacitors like spherical capacitor, cylindrical capacitor and the other variations. We are strictly restricting ourselves into parallel plate capacitor as of now. This is the second part of the lecture. Another lecture, that is the third lecture, we will carry out on parallel plate capacitor. Then gradually we will move on to the other cases, right? So without wasting much time, let us start. So here on the first part, we are going to see the combination of capacitors. One is series combination, another is parallel combination. So here you can see that there are two parallel plate capacitors C1 and C2 which are connected in series. And when capacitors are connected in series, we get equivalent capacitance as individual algebraic sum of the capacitances. So C equivalent becomes summation of I equal to 1 to n Ci, right? So just let us see here, if there are two capacitors C1 and C2 and there are two terminal points X and Y, let us assume that these terminal points are connected to a battery. If I assume like that, then if you see that in this case there will be a charge flowing through the capacitor, right? So across each capacitor charge flow will be same. So I'll write across each capacitor same charge will flow, or each capacitor will hold the same amount of charge in steady state, obviously in bracket steady state. So what we should know, another piece of information which is very vital here, that without any resistance in the circuit, all right, steady state will be achieved immediately. Okay, steady state will be achieved immediately. So here in this case steady state is achieved immediately. So each capacitor is having charge q in them. So I can simply write q is equal to C1 into potential difference across A. Now since the charge is moving from X to Y, so I can write that Vx is greater than Vy. Obviously if there is a potential difference, then only charge will flow. So q is equal to, we can write C1 into Vx minus of Va. Vx minus Va is potential difference across the capacitance 1. So I can simply write C1 into V1. Now q will be equal to, we can write C2 into Va minus Vb. Va minus Vb is the potential difference across C2. I can write this as C2 V2. All right, fine. So if I ultimately see that in what way the capacitance has been carried forwarded. So here in this case we can write that q is equal to basically or we can write this V1 value. V1 is equal to q by C1. V2 is equal to q by C2. Then terminal potential drop Vx minus Vy, if I want to check, Vx minus Vy will be equal to Vx minus Va plus of Va minus Vb, and this summation will carry on, and this we have considered to be V1. So we can write V1 plus this we have considered to be V2. So plus V2, it goes on. So V1 is equal to q by C1, V2 is equal to q by C2, and this result goes on. So this Vx minus Vy I can write q by C equivalent. So we can write 1 by C equivalent is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3, and the result goes on. So 1 by C equivalent is basically coming summation of 1 by Ci, I equal to 1 to n. All right. Yeah. So you see this result is completely opposite to the case of resistors. Generally in resistor for parallel combination we used to get the result, and this is we are getting in case of series combination. So that's why you have to be extremely careful in the first page that I have written. So here you can see that this is the most common mistake all the students used to do, right? They tend to think that probably it behaves in the same way as a resistor behave, but no, here in this case it will not be like that. So here you have to be careful and you have to remember that here in this case the capacitance will be exactly opposite. So basically the equivalent capacitance for parallel will be this. All right, do not get confused, please try to remember. That's why I kept it in the beginning, so that if there is any falsity in your mind, it can be picked up. And remember, if the capacitors are connected in parallel, if the capacitor is connected in parallel, then only the result will be this one. Okay, and why I made this crisscross? So that it is easy for you to remember that in case of a resistor, whatever cases we have, in case of capacitors, we will have exactly opposite cases. All right, no? So I hope that after this discussion, you will never forget and there will be no anomaly in your mind too. All right, fine. Let's go. So in case of parallel combination also, I can prove it in the same way. In case of parallel combination, you see, if I add a battery over here, we are just assuming if I add a battery over here, then across each capacitor, I can write that for each capacitor, potential drop will be same. So unlike in the previous case, here potential drop will be same. So I can write that charge in capacitor 1, here in this case, Q1 is equal to what? C1 into Vx minus Vy. All right, Q2 is equal to C2 into Vx minus Vy. All right, fine. So I can write it like this: Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 plus dot dot is equal to C1 into Vx minus Vy plus C2 into Vx minus Vy, and this term will progress. So this is the total charge. I can write C equivalent into potential drop Vx minus Vy is equal to C1 into Vx minus Vy plus C2 into Vx minus Vy, and this term will be continued. So if I just minimize Vx minus Vy, you can clearly see that C equivalent is coming to be C1 plus C2 plus dot dot dot. So it becomes the algebraic sum I equal to 1 to n Ci. All right, fine. Yeah. So that is the equivalent capacitance for parallel combination. So anyway, again I repeat that please don't remember this crisscross. Whatever we get in case of resistor, we will get completely opposite in case of capacitors. Okay, fine. So I hope this is clear to you. Next, we will see this kind of cases which is very common in terms of JEE exam, that if there is a combination like that, how to find out the equivalent capacitance. That's the thing that we have to do. So we will do in few following steps. Step 1 will be numbering the plates. So you just remember this stepwise, it will be better. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 plates. I have numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4. So step 1 is done. That is numbering the plates. Step 2. What is step 2? See, you have to find out across which 2 plates you have to find out the capacitance. Correct? So across the plates, we have to find the capacitance. First इसको आपको identify करना है. We have to identify this. Correct? After identifying, keep them farthest. जैसे एग्जांपल दे दूं, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. Keep them farthest in the sense I have to find out the capacitance between 1. Now A is connected to 1. See, 1 and 3 is connected. So 1 and 3 connected means potential of 1 and 3 are same. So I'm trying to figure out the capacitance between 1 and 3 is here. Another one furthest, B is connected to 2 and 4. So this is 2 and 4. Alright, did you get it? Fine. So I've kept these 2 points furthest. Is there anything in between? No, because only 4 plates are there. So that's perfect. Right. Now, what is step 3? Next is I have to put the capacitor. Is there any capacitance between 1 and 2? Yes, they are parallel plates. So capacitance will be there. I will just simply put the capacitance here between 1 and 2 is there, because this point 1 is there, this point 2 is there, between 1 and 2 capacitor is there. 2 and 3, yes, 2 and 3 capacitor is there. 3 and 4, yes. See, so basically here I get 3 capacitors, and if I assume most importantly that the plate separation is same, in each case it is a D. I am not changing the plate separation. Okay, I will come in the next lecture. If I vary the plate separation, what will happen and how it will affect. Okay, so there are 3 capacitors connected in parallel. So what is the equivalent capacitance? From the formula I can comfortably write this is equal to 3C. Correct? It is clear to you? Fine. Let us go for a next example. It will be more clear. Again, first, what is the first step? Numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So numbering is done. Next, identify across which plates you have to find the capacitance. We have to, A point is here, as if this A is connected to positive terminal, B is connected to the negative terminal of a battery. So that's why we kept AB. So A is connected to 2. Now is a 2 connected to any other capacitor? No, because 2 is isolated here. Fine. And B is connected to 3 and 5. So I have to keep these 2 points furthest. How will I keep? I will keep like this. I will keep this point here. This is 2. And I will keep this point here. That is 3 and 5. What is in between? 1 and 4, and you can see 1 and 4 is connected. They are connected means their potential is same. So I'll keep this point here, that is 1 and 4. Is it okay? Fine, there is no problem. Right, now what do I have to do? Between 1 and 2, is there any capacitance between 1 and 2? Yes, it is there. Put it here. Between 2 and 3, yes, where is 2 and 3? Here is 2, here is 3. So put between 2 and 3. All right, between 3 and 4, where is 3 and 4? Here is 3, here is 4. So between 3 and 4 it is there. Between 4 and 5, where are 4 and 5? 4 here, 5 here. So yes, there are capacitor. There is a capacitor. Correct? And here also I assume that the plate separation remains same. There is no change in the plate separation. In each case it is small d only. So all the capacitance will also be same. C, C, C and C. Now it is easy. These two C are in parallel combination. So it becomes 2C. This 2C and this C are in series. So it becomes 2C by 3. Right? Then ultimately what we get? We get a capacitance here, that is C. And we get a capacitance here, that is of 2C by 3, and they are in parallel combination. So in parallel combination means they will be simply added up. So it will become 5C by 3. So what is the answer here? C equivalent becomes 5C by 3. That's a very, very simple thing. Correct? Fine. So if you want to practice randomly, you can take any arbitrary plate orientation and you can try on your own, right? I have already done with the 5 plates. Now in JEE main, 5 plates are rare of the rarest possibility. Max you get 4 plates, not more than that, right? Okay, let's move ahead. Now in the previous 2 cases, I have checked what is the equivalent capacitance. That is fine. So we have learned that perspective. Now my target is I want to know what is the charge distribution. It means what are the charges on each surface, on each plate, right? Correct. So here in this combination, I have already figured out the equivalent capacitance. What was that? In the first case, if you check, I got it to be 3C. Correct. So I will just take the diagram once again. The diagram was coming like this is one capacitor. There is another capacitor. and this is the other capacitor. ठीक है, fine. And each one was having same capacitance C, C and C. All right, fine. Now what we assume, I told that we will assume that this is connected to the positive terminal and this is connected to the negative terminal. By choice, I will take this positive as V and this negative as 0. So the potential difference becomes V. This is not tough. This is pretty easy to understand and I hope it is clear to you. All right, fine. Now what we should do, I will mark the higher potential as plus. Now the step 1, mark higher potential as plus and lower as minus. Correct? You see here. Now this A is connected to positive, means it is V. So can I write it is V here? On this inner surface on both these faces V and V. B is connected to 0. So it is 0, 0 and 0. Right? Okay. Surprisingly, you will immediately ask me, sir, इस surface में और इस surface में you did not write anything. कुछ नहीं लिखे. Remember here one point I have to remember, in the next class we will discuss the technicality of it. That is, whenever a combination of capacitors are connected to a battery, the first thing the battery will do, it will make the charges on the outermost surfaces 0. Is it clear to all of you? I repeat once again, this is a very, very important point. You should never forget. Whenever a combination of parallel plates are connected to a battery, the first thing the battery will do, what it will do, it will make the charges on the outer surfaces 0. So there are no charges here. Q is equal to 0 here. Q is equal to 0 here. So I did not mention them with any potential. Correct? So step 1 is over. I took higher potential as plus and lower potential as minus. So this is plus, minus, minus, plus, plus, minus. No problem. So what is the potential difference between these two plates? Tell me. It is delta V is equal to V only. And Q is equal to what we write? C into delta V. So it becomes CV. So now see how much easy is this. So this plate will have plus CV. This plate will have minus CV. On the same note, this plate will have minus CV. This surface is as plus CV. Same note, this surface is plus CV and this surface is minus CV. So that's how we do the charge distribution. And what is the note I have told you that you have to remember only for today's lecture? That is, the point you should never forget is that if a combination, or right, I will write here, if a parallel plate capacitor is connected to a battery, no charge will stay on the outermost surfaces. No charge will stay on the outermost surfaces. We will explain, don't worry. As of now, for today only, you will remember this point, and it's a very, very important point. No one should forget. I repeat once again, whenever a parallel plate capacitor, whether it is charged or uncharged, doesn't matter. If it is uncharged, then there is no problem, because for an uncharged capacitor, charges will come when it is connected to a battery only on the innermost surfaces. But if there is already a charged capacitor and you are connecting it to a battery, even if there is a charge on the outermost surfaces, the first thing the battery will do, it will make the charges on the outer surfaces 0. Alright, so what I say, whenever a capacitor plate is connected to a battery, charge on the outermost surfaces, it will make 0. Alright, fine. So let's move ahead. So this is the last example that we'll see today, charge distribution on each plate, and this is a bit lengthy one, so we will do patiently. And for that I have already have the diagram 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, plate A is connected to the positive plate and plate B is connected to the negative plate. I will take this as V and this as 0. So I'll just make both faces of 2 becomes V and V, and for 3 and 5 it will be 0, 0 and 0. Did you notice I did not take anything here because यहाँ पे मेरा चार्ज क्या हो जाएगा दोस्त, आउटर मोस्ट सरफेस है, तो यहाँ पे Q 0 है and here also Q is equal to 0. So where are potential values absent? कहां पे एब्सेंट है? Where are these absent? देखो यहां पे एब्सेंट है and here it is absent. So those values I need to figure out. Correct? So if I need to figure out those values, what I should do, I have to draw the diagram first. Correct? What is that diagram? This diagram I am importing. So simply I am writing here, don't panic. This is, I have to, I repeat again, I have to find between 2, 3 and 5. So just draw the diagram. This is point 2 and here is point 3 and 5. In between 1 and 4 is there. Chalo. So there is one capacitor between this. I'm sorry, between this. There is another capacitor here. Correct? And there are two capacitors in parallel in this branch, if I am not wrong. भाई मुझे यहां का पोटेंशियल चाहिए. If you look at the diagram, I need that potential only. ठीक है? Correct? Okay. So देखो 4 प्लेट पे चाहिए, 1 प्लेट में चाहिए. So I need this potential. I will take this value as Vx. And these 2 points are connected to the battery. देखो कितना easy है. This is very very easy. Don't worry. So I will take this point as V, this point as 0. Correct? Tell me one thing. What is the total capacitance of this branch? Let us think. कितना capacitance है? Simple. This is C and C. So this is 2C. 2C with C in series. So this is capacitance for this branch. C equivalent is 2C by 3. Think fundamentally. I am just considering this branch only. So equivalent capacitance is 2C by 3. So how much charge should flow in this branch? I am just interested charge flow in this branch. Q across this branch. So Q is equal to, can I write, or Q prime I will take. Q prime is equal to C equivalent of that branch into potential difference of the branch. By potential difference kitna? V minus 0 V only. C equivalent how much we got? 2C by 3 into V. So this becomes 2CV by 3. Correct? Acha, tell me one thing, that if Q prime is flowing across this capacitor, Q prime is also flowing across these two capacitors because they are ultimately in series combination. Tell me one thing. So for the first capacitor, now I am writing equation for this one. Now I am writing equation for this one. Can I write that 2CV by 3 is the charge flowing across this capacitor is equal to C into potential difference across the capacitor. How much? V minus Vx. Bolo. Is that point understood to everyone? First, I have figured out what is the charge flowing in the entire branch. So if Q prime is the charge flowing in the entire branch, then Q prime must be flowing across this capacitor too. So for that, I am writing the equation once again. Capacitance into potential difference across the first capacitor, across this capacitor. Correct? Okay, fine. So from here, if I cancel this value of C, I can easily figure out the value of Vx. It is coming to be V minus 2V by 3, that is equal to V by 3. Balle, balle. That means I figured out the value of this potential, that is V by 3. Immediately I will put. Ajo. So where I have put the cross mark, everywhere now I have to put what? This is V by 3. This is V by 3. This is also V by 3. Alright, guys, clear to everyone? Okay, if you are getting any doubt, then you can pause the screen or go back, listen to the discussion once again. Right? Come. Next here, what I did, higher potential plus lower potential minus. I will do plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus. Clear? Job done. Tell me next tip. What is the potential difference in between these plates? Simple, V minus V by 3, that is 2V by 3. 2V by 3 is the potential difference. So what is the charge? खटाक से लिख देंगे हम लोग, minus 2CV by 3 plus 2CV by 3. Next we will not wait, quickly we will do. Potential difference V, charge plus CV minus CV. Immediately खटाखट बोलो. Potential difference here V by 3, charge minus CV by 3, charge minus CV by 3 plus CV by 3. Next, this is V by 3, charge plus CV by 3 minus CV by 3. So now that's the way, that's the magic you have to know to figure out the charges in such kind of combination on each phase of a parallel plate capacitor or a combination of parallel plate capacitors. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed this lecture. Do wait eagerly for the next lecture, because in the next lecture we will talk if a parallel plate capacitor is connected to a battery, then what happens, and we will revisit all the cases we have studied till now where capacitor was not connected to the battery. Now they will be connected to the battery. We will figure out the energies, we will figure out the charge distribution, we will figure out the heat dissipation, right? And if you feel that you are really getting some help from this, so please do help me out. I want only one help from you people. You all know that make this lecture reaching, make sure that this lecture is reaching to the maximum number of students in India. And please do like, subscribe. That's all. You know, if I think that I am doing something counterproductive for you, that will be the greatest, what can I say, greatest gift I can get from you people. Thanks all. Thank you very much.